For centuries, the crown jewels have stood as the ultimate symbol of royal authority, history, and continuity. Locked away behind layers of security and protected by centuries-old traditions, they represent far more than glittering diamonds and priceless gemstones. They are the heart of the monarchy itself. But according to extraordinary reports emerging from royal circles, an unprecedented decision has allegedly been made behind palace walls. So unexpected that it has left insiders stunned and royal watchers scrambling for answers. Sources claim that King Charles has signed what some are describing as an emergency order, dramatically reshaping responsibility for one of the monarchy's most treasured possessions. And at the center of this astonishing development stands one woman, Princess Catherine. If the reports are accurate, Catherine has been entrusted with an extraordinary role unlike any held by a modern royal woman before her, and the implications could be enormous. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because today's story explores one of the most fascinating developments currently circulating within royal discussions. The atmosphere surrounding the royal family has changed dramatically over the past year. Challenges have emerged from multiple directions. Public scrutiny remains intense. Questions about the future of the monarchy continue to dominate headlines. At the same time, the royal institution has been navigating a period of transition unlike any seen in decades. King Charles has worked carefully to establish his reign while preserving stability. Prince William has steadily increased his public responsibilities, and Catherine has emerged as one of the monarchy's most trusted and admired figures. Royal commentators frequently point to her calm demeanor, disciplined work ethic, and ability to connect with the public as qualities that make her uniquely valuable to the institution. But few could have predicted the latest claims. According to palace insiders cited by several royal commentators, discussions have reportedly taken place regarding the future safeguarding of the crown jewels and other historically significant royal assets. Alleged conversations were said to be prompted by growing concerns about preserving continuity and ensuring that the monarchy's most important symbols remain under trusted stewardship. Historically, responsibility surrounding the crown jewels has involved multiple institutions, ceremonial offices, and security arrangements. Yet insiders claim recent reviews raise questions about modernizing certain oversight procedures. That is where Catherine's name reportedly entered the conversation. Those familiar with the alleged discussions say she quickly emerged as the preferred candidate for a highly symbolic guardianship role. Why? Supporters reportedly pointed to several factors. First, Catherine enjoys exceptionally strong public approval ratings. Second, she has consistently demonstrated loyalty to the institution during periods of significant pressure. Third, she is widely viewed as a future queen whose commitment to duty has rarely been questioned. One palace observer reportedly described her as the embodiment of stability. Another allegedly remarked that she represents the safest pair of hands in the modern monarchy. Whether those descriptions are entirely accurate or not, they reflect the growing perception that Catherine's influence inside royal circles has expanded considerably, and that influence may now extend far beyond ceremonial engagements and public appearances. According to the claims, King Charles personally approved a measure intended to formalize Catherine's symbolic responsibility over the crown jewels' heritage and preservation interests. The reports characterize the decision as an emergency measure designed to provide clarity during a period of institutional transition. True, such a move would represent a remarkable vote of confidence. It would also elevate Catherine's status within the royal hierarchy in a highly visible way. Royal historians have noted that symbolic stewardship roles often carry significance far beyond their official wording. Individual entrusted with such responsibilities is frequently viewed as a custodian of royal continuity itself. That is why the alleged announcement has generated such intense discussion. Some commentators argue that the decision reflects King Charles's long-term vision for the monarchy. Others believe it signals preparation for the eventual transition to the next generation. Either way, the symbolism is impossible to ignore. And then came another intriguing twist. According to reports, senior palace advisors reportedly supported the move almost unanimously. Sources claim there was widespread agreement that Catherine's reputation, discretion, and reliability made her uniquely qualified for the position. One insider allegedly described the discussions as surprisingly straightforward. There was very little disagreement, the source reportedly stated. Again, these claims remain unverified. However, they have fueled widespread speculation about Catherine's growing role behind the scenes. Observers have long noted that her public image differs significantly from many modern public figures. She rarely engages in controversy. She seldom responds directly to criticism. And she maintains a reputation for focusing on family, charitable work, and constitutional duty. That approach has earned admiration from supporters who view her as a stabilizing force. In times of uncertainty, institutions often place their trust in individuals perceived as dependable. According to those promoting these reports, that principle may have guided the alleged decision. Yet perhaps the most surprising reaction has come from royal insiders themselves. Several commentators have suggested that the move demonstrates a level of confidence in Catherine that exceeds previous expectations. For years, discussions about the monarchy's future have largely centered on King Charles and Prince William. But recent developments have increasingly highlighted Catherine as a central pillar of that future. Some analysts now argue that she has become one of the institution's most important assets. They point to her popularity across multiple demographics, her ability to maintain composure under pressure, and her commitment to royal service. Those qualities, they argue, make her indispensable. And if she has indeed been entrusted with responsibility connected to the crown jewels, the symbolism becomes even more powerful. Because the crown jewels are not merely treasures. They represent legitimacy. They represent continuity. They represent the story of the monarchy itself. Whoever safeguards that story occupies a uniquely important position. As news of the alleged order spread, reactions across royal circles were swift. Supporters celebrated the reports as recognition of Catherine's years of dedicated service. Many argued that the decision reflects what they see as her natural evolution toward future queenship. Others viewed it as evidence that King Charles is carefully shaping the monarchy's next chapter. But not everyone interpreted the reports the same way. Some observers questioned why such an unusual measure would be necessary at all. Others wondered whether deeper strategic considerations might be influencing decisions behind palace walls. Those questions have only intensified interest in the story, and as speculation continues to grow, attention has increasingly turned toward what this alleged appointment could mean for the future balance of influence within the royal family. Because if Catherine's responsibilities are indeed expanding at this level, the consequences could reach far beyond ceremonial symbolism. They could potentially reshape perceptions of who holds the greatest influence within the monarchy's future leadership structure. And according to some royal commentators, that may already be happening. As discussions surrounding the alleged emergency order continue, many royal observers believe the story reflects something larger than a single administrative decision. It reflects a changing monarchy. For decades, royal authority was often associated primarily with the sovereign, but modern royal institutions increasingly depend on a team of trusted senior figures working together to preserve public confidence and institutional stability. In that context, Catherine's reported elevation carries enormous symbolic weight. She is no longer viewed simply as the future queen consort. Many now see her as one of the monarchy's most influential guardians of tradition and continuity. According to royal commentators, perception has been growing steadily for years. Each public appearance, each charitable initiative, each major state occasion, together, they have helped create an image of reliability that few public figures achieve. That image may explain why reports of the alleged order have resonated so strongly. Supporters argue that Catherine represents the future while respecting the past. They see her as someone capable of carrying royal traditions into a new era without undermining their historic significance. And when it comes to symbols of tradition, nothing compares to the crown jewels. The very mention of them evokes centuries of coronations, state ceremonies, and defining moments in British history. Entrusting their symbolic guardianship to a future queen would send a powerful message about continuity. It would signal confidence. It would signal preparation. And perhaps most importantly, it would signal stability. Meanwhile, King Charles's reported role in approving the measure has also attracted considerable attention. Throughout his reign, has emphasized modernization balance with respect for tradition. Many analysts believe that philosophy has influenced numerous decisions made during his time as monarch. If the reports are accurate, this move would fit neatly within that broader vision. A monarchy rooted in history, preparing carefully for the future. As for Catherine herself, palace insiders claim she remains focused on duty rather than titles or prestige. Those who know her public approach say she has consistently prioritized service above personal recognition. That reputation has only strengthened public support for her growing responsibilities. Whether the alleged emergency order is ultimately confirmed, modified, or remains the subject of speculation, one thing is clear: Catherine's position within the royal family has never appeared stronger. Her influence continues to grow, her importance to the monarchy continues to expand, and her role in shaping the institution's future appears increasingly significant. For now, royal watchers around the world will be paying close attention to every new development, because if these reports prove true, history may remember this moment as far more than a simple administrative decision. may be remembered as the moment when Princess Catherine was publicly recognized as one of the monarchy's most trusted custodians, entrusted not merely with priceless jewels, but with protecting the legacy, symbolism, and future of the crown itself. The question now is simple. Was this merely a symbolic gesture or the first sign of a much larger royal transformation already underway?